Anybody raise their hand and guess what kind of raptor this is?
Bald eagle.
Bald eagle. That's a good guess. These guys are a little bit smaller than bald eagles. He wishes he was an eagle. Probably thinks he's an eagle.
Falcon.
A falcon. Falcon's a little bit bigger than these guys. So this was smaller than an eagle, but bigger than a falcon. Riddle me this. And hawk. Anyone know what kind of hawk it is? Since it's non-native, any guesses?
White hawk.
White hawk? Close. Yes, white hawk. Any other guesses? Harris Hawk, exactly. These are non-native. These are going to be found more in the Southwest, kind of like in New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, out in the deserts. These guys are found mostly in deserts. And with being out in the deserts, they're a little bit, it's hotter, of course. So they look a little bit different than the hawks we have around here. They have less, as you can see, they have less feathers on their legs and around their feet and around their face. That's more skin exposed to be able to cool off light. Because when hawks you find up more north will have more feathers down on their feet and on their legs and on their face to keep them warm in the cold. Harris hawks are also known as wolves of the sky. They are the few amount of hawks that are actually working in colonies and groups. Most like red-tailed hawks and red-shouldered hawks, and unless it's mating season, they like to be by themselves. They're very territorial. These guys usually travel in packs about 5 or 6. 6 is usually the common number that we see. And, they actually use teamwork to catch their food. Now, raise your hand if you've ever helped somebody out doing chores or with a project to get it done faster, make it easier. We've all done it. We always help because teamwork gets stuff done faster and it makes it a lot easier for everybody. That's what these guys do to catch their food. Their main source of food is usually jackrabbits. They're larger rabbits that you find around here. They're pretty big. Another thing with these guys, since they're out in the desert, there's not a lot of places to keep their nests. So they usually nest in cactuses. Yeah, exactly. They nest in cactuses, and they have their feet they can move their toes around so they won't get pricked by the little pines on the cactus. They'll actually take dust baths since there's no water to take a bath in. They'll take dust baths. They'll just wade around in the dust and kind of clean them off from the sand and all that stuff. Which is kind of odd to me because dust would make them dirtier, but they clean. I don't know. It's okay. See, he likes to jump a lot, and I'll explain in just a minute why he does that. Another thing that they'll do, and you don't know why they do it, but it's a lot more common out in the wild, is they'll do something called backstanding. They'll actually have one Harris hawk standing on a cactus or on a rock, and then another one will be perched on the back of that Harris hawk. And they'll do that. Sometimes it's usually 2 standing on top, one standing on top of another. Sometimes they do it 3 stacked. And we're not sure why they do it. Some people think it's to kind of a hierarchy. The alpha male or alpha female is on top, and then everybody ranked lower is below them. Another thing is to get them higher to be able to find their food, since cactuses are growing that very high. Some other thing is just kind of give them a break from standing on a cactus all day. Kind of something a little softer. So let me introduce you to this Harris hawk. This is Cody. And Cody was used for 10 years as a falconary bird. Now, how many of you have heard of falconary? Maybe the adults have heard of it. I'll explain it real quick for the ones that don't know. Basically, falconary has been used since way back in biblical times, where they used raptors to catch food, to hunt for food. So they'll let them out, and they've trained them to let them out, and they'll go find like a pheasant or a rabbit or something like that, and they'll go and they'll catch the food, and then the falconer person will go get the food, and that would be the people's meal for the day. Nowadays, they use it more for like a hobby or a sport. Whenever the bird catches, that's going to be the bird's food for later on, because we hunt in grocery stores now. We don't hunt out in the wild usually. And so these guys are used for more sport. But Cody was used as a falconary bird. He was the hit man. And one day he was flying along with his group, and he found a squirrel. He went down and went to go grab that squirrel, but the squirrel decided, it's not my day to die. So he reached around and bit Cody on the toe. And that toe got infected and had to be amputated. And you can see with this one, he had 3 damage to one of his other toes. It kind of curls in. We're not sure how that happened. But because of that, he doesn't have a good grip. So he can't grip a hold of his prey like he's supposed to, wiggle out or go somewhere else. And so he's not able to grip his food very well, and that's why we can't release him back out in the wild. He's fully flighted, he can see very well, but it's just those feet. Since those have to be the most strong part of their body, he can't do that, and he can't hold on to his prey. So that's why we can't release him.